My school was so strict. I remember the time the principal gave my whole entire class in school suspension. Do y'all know what it takes for a whole class to get in school suspension? Or even just to get it alone is not good at all. But get ready with me for school story time on how my full entire class got in school suspension. Before we start the video, if this gets on your For You page, please comment For You page because I try to notice and follow some people back who comment For You page. Please don't forget to comment For You page. Look at that shade match. Okay, so we had just came back from lunch and we were about to take our quiz or whatever. And this one girl who was not supposed to be in our class walks in and she was arguing with this one girl. Like, they were talking at first because I guess she lost her water bottle and she blamed it on her. I don't know. But it kind of escalated a little bit and the one girl went outside and the other girl followed. I guess the one girl was trying to be mature about the situation, but the other girl had walked out. So, and then they started getting louder. So then that's when like 3 students ran outside and that's when the whole class was just like, oh, we're about to take this very important test. And our teacher is on maternity leave, so we have this substitute. At the time, I didn't like him, but then I started to like him. So we were the first class who runs out and then the whole grade is in the hallway. Obviously, nothing happens because my science teacher gets one of the girls and yeah, I mean like nothing happens. But here's the problem. We try and go back into the classroom and we notice that the door is locked. This dude would not let us in the class. We're literally banging on the door because half of the class is outside. After standing out there for a while, the ESL teacher comes and gets us. We're in the dean's office. He would not let us back in the class. But literally the whole grade was out there. So why are we the only ones being punished? Doesn't make sense. Being so for real, we were sitting in that room for like 2 hours straight because like we had absolutely nowhere to go. He comes back and he says that we're all going to get in school suspension, but on different days. So for example, 10 kids would go per a day until we were all done. But the story does not end. So let me know if y'all want a part 2. If you stayed all the way to the end, comment down below a pink heart in the comments. Bye guys and have a great day. 500,000 followers is crazy.
So my hamster just almost died. Story time. Before anyone wants to start and say I'm a bad hamster mom, I've had 2 hamsters in the past who died naturally and lived a year over they're supposed to live. So I know what I'm doing. So last night I slept over at my friend's house and when I came home, I walked into my room and I saw the cage of my hamster's cage off. And I start digging through, there's no hamster. The lid of the cage is extremely hard for me to get off. So how did it come off? No one knows. Me and my mom are both convinced that my cat somehow ripped off the lid to the cage because he is pretty crazy. After I am digging through the cage and I can't find any hamster, I'm freaking out, tearing up the whole house, and my first thought is that it is a dead hamster somewhere in this house that is gonna stink and rot, and I've only had this hamster for like 2 weeks at this point, so I'm like, what the fuck? After I literally tear apart the whole entire house, like I'm looking behind the fridge, the washer and dryer, I could not find this bitch. I literally just give up and start laying in my bed, bawling my eyes out because what the hell is just going on? It's literally like 10 in the morning and I come home and I see this. I go in my closet to try to find my work shirt because I still have to go to work today. And I see a little black hamster running around. So I pretty much just lay my hands down. She jumps right into my hands and I put her back in her cage and she's alive. I was fully convinced my cat demolished her because, again, he's crazy. Okay, that's it. This literally happened like an hour ago, so I'm still a little traumatized. But I love you so much. Have an amazing day.
I overheard the guy that I had a crush on talking so bad about me. Let's talk about it. So right before going into my freshman year of high school, I tried out for the volleyball team and I remember being so excited, but I had always been kind of like a tomboy and like didn't really dress girly or anything like that. And I didn't realize that a lot of the girls who played volleyball wore such like cute clothes. Like I came in like basketball shorts, oversized shirt, like ready to play. And when I got there, I quickly realized that, like, that was not the appropriate uniform. Like, everybody had on these, like, cute, small little shorts and shirt sets and their hair done really cute. And that, I think, is the first time I ever felt like, oh, I don't fit in with these people. It honestly didn't bother me that much because I was like, you know what? I am just here to play anyway. The football team that was trying out, and I remember seeing all the boys coming in, and that was the first time that I was like, wow, like, these guys are really cute. And there was one in particular that I was like, oh my god, like he's so cute, and he was like my first, and he even like complimented me on my socks, which I was like, oh my god, like I'm in love. And there was one girl who was trying out for volleyball too, and she was a few years older than me, and she was just like the it girl, you know what I mean? Like she was so beautiful, and like all the girls flocked to her, all the guys too. And my crush on that guy came to a screeching halt when I heard him talking to her about me. So like I said, my crush came to a screeching halt when I came out after practice one day, and I heard them all be like, oh, is that really her name? And like they saying my name, and they were like, oh, that sounds totally like a guy's name, like not a girl's name. And like it doesn't seem bad, but that already was bad enough that they were like making fun of my name. And obviously like I dress like a tomboy, but then my crush goes, yeah, well, she definitely doesn't look like a girl. She definitely looks more like a dude. I heard the other girl talk about how she's seen me before. She thinks my mom works in her mom's office, and like just basically kind of making fun of like the fact that I didn't dress like a girl and that I was poor and just like really rude, and it broke my little 9th grade heart. It really hurt my feelings, but it was a new year and I was trying to like dress more girly. I was like, you know what, this is my sign. I'm gonna start trying to dress more like a girl, whatever. My mom's been trying to get me to do that for years anyway. And so when I started freshman year, that's what I did. And then I actually got sat next to like the guy that I like, the one that I heard talking crap about me, and we got partnered up for this school project. He actually was super nice to me when I met him, and so I was when we got partnered up, so I was trying to like put all that aside that I had heard he said about me, and then he invited me over to his house to work on this project. So I show up thinking it's gonna be like me and him, we're gonna knock out this project and it's gonna be fun. I quickly realized that's not gonna be the case when I get there, and all the people he was basically talking crap about me, plus a few extras were there, and those girls were also on the cheer team, and they were all just like hanging out, and I found myself in his dining room alone doing the project. We started off doing it together, but more and more they would like call him in there, and he would just be like making out with that girl, like flirting with her, and like I just like wanted to die. Like I wanted to leave. I just did not want to be there anymore. After a lot of time of him just ignoring me and me working on this project a lot alone by myself, I packed my stuff up and I was like, I'm leaving. Like I'm not gonna be treated like this. And he could tell like when he came back in there to finally check on me that I was mad, and he was like, dude, like it's not a big deal, like calm down. And I was like, I'm not a dude as much as your friends like to joke that I am, and I wish y'all could have seen his face, like jaw on the floor. He couldn't believe that he had gotten caught talking bad about me, basically. And then, you want to find out what happens next, check the caption. Bye!
Get ready with me as I tell how a girl bullied me because I was new at school. Because I couldn't finish my high school at my own school, I had to go to another school after 3 years. The first few weeks were very hard because everyone already made their friends. I wasn't the only new girl because there also was a girl transferring from another class to my new class, and for some kind of reason my classmates were scared of her. They told me she'd fought with some people the year before I came there and that it was better for me to stay away from her. I did my best to stay away from her, but after a few weeks I sat in front of her during economics class. I always had 2 friends with her who did everything for her, like some kind of minions. That day, all 3 of them sat behind me. During the entire class, they were giggling and gossiping behind my back. At some point, we had to work for ourselves and do our homework. We weren't even working for like 5 minutes, and this girl throws her pencil under my chair. So I turned around and she said, pick it up. I said, what? She said, pick it up. I said, you pick it up yourself. Looked at her friends like, she's not obeying me? Never gonna believe what happened next. Let me know if you need a part 2.
My first day of school was so bad. So as soon as I sit down, first period, I start to see spots. And that means I'm having a migraine. So great, I'm having a migraine on the first day of school. So obviously my head was hurting from first period to like 4th period. And then 5th period comes around and I get another one as soon as it started to go away. Not only that, but we can't have phones in class anymore. So in every classroom, we have cubbies to put them in. The only time we can have our phones is lunch and in the hallway. So basically, I had a terrible headache all day and I couldn't see anything. And I can't even sit with my friends in the one class that we have together because it's assigned seating. And my home ec teacher didn't send me to the nurse because he didn't want to send me on the first day. Like, is that not what she's there for? And my locker doesn't open good, so I have to try my combination like 3 times to get it open. And I know it's not me. So yeah, that's why I'm already over school and it's the 2nd day.
Get ready with me whilst I tell you embarrassing things that has happened to me during school. Falling up the school stairs, not even down, up. Honestly, that was very embarrassing. Half of the school being on the stairs as well. That was great. The next one, so like, there's a person behind me with their hand up, ready to answer a question, but my hand's also up, and then the teacher picks on the person behind me. But I didn't realise, and I thought they were picking on me, so I start answering the question, and then they're like, oh no, sorry, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to the person behind you. oh. And the same thing happened, except like, I didn't realise this girl was sat behind me, and people, like, other teachers have got my name wrong for this girl before. So when the teacher said her name, I didn't know she was behind me. So I was like, oh no, my name's Ziani. Because I thought she was talking to the girl behind me. Oh my god. I wanted the floor to swallow me whole right there. Especially when my friends are there laughing. The next one, getting an answer wrong in class when I'm so confident about it. Like, what's the answer? 63. It was 112. Like, that is just not a fun experience to have. But I'm the baddest girl. The next one, you know, when teachers, especially English teachers, are so set on you saying the answer. They're like, you're so close, just, and then you don't know, your mind's blank. So you're sat there really embarrassed because you don't know the answer, and the teacher's still picking on you. Like, please move on to the next person. This next one, it's not necessarily to do with school, but then people do ask it a lot in school. You know when someone goes, do you know what blah 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 means? You say yeah, and then they say, oh, what does it mean then? That question, oh my god, I hate it so much. Even if I do know what it means, it's just like, why don't you believe me? Like, I don't want to explain. Please just stop. I'm trying to think of more. One sec. Oh my gosh, no, when I ask my friends, like, sorry, I don't know why I'm shaking. Is my hair still slick? Is my hair looking nice? And they're like, yeah, girl, like, you look fine. Go to the mirror. Why did they lie? Like, embarrassed to be knowing I walked around school for hours looking like that. Like, no, my hair did not look nice. Same with makeup. Same with if I had something on my face and I didn't even realise, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh. Okay, that's everything I can think of, and I'm now ready. So, yeah, bye guys, and hopefully these things don't happen to me again in this new school year.